This is a video journal that records observations made during a 20-mile hike across Bloomington's floodplain from Fort Snelling State Park to Bloomington Ferry. Ed Crozier and Dick Dury, the founders of Minnesota Valley National Wildlife Refuge, made the hike in this video. This video covers that part of the 20-mile hike from the Goodrich Avenue access point to Bloomington Ferry and a summary of all three videos. This map shows the 5.5-mile route from Goodrich Avenue west to Bloomington Ferry, and the following 3D flyover video shows the trail route as a red line on the aerial map. As stated earlier, the access to the Riverbank Trail across Coleman Lake is via this old crossing, now primarily a beaver dam. A concern has been expressed that the river trail users will trespass on bluff-top residential properties, but that is impossible as nearly the entire trail is separated from residential areas by lakes and marshes, as this film clip is showing as it pans across the lake. This trail going upstream to Bloomington Ferry goes through floodplain forests, old farm fields, and more frequent silt deposits. The mountain bike community is concerned that an improved trail will destroy their primitive dirt track, but for the most part, the river trail route, there is ample room for both types of trails, and for most of the year, the users of one trail would not even see the users on the other type of trail. City leaders should take note that citizens, primarily mountain bikers, have developed the River Edge Trail on their own initiative, demonstrating the potential of an official trail that would benefit the city, possibly even to the Lanesboro standard. This section of the River Edge Trail would be more expensive to improve because of the more frequent silt deposits and the small bridges needed, while the section from the Refuge Visitor Center to Lyndale Avenue and for a mile beyond is nearly all old farm road and less costly to improve. 2 miles from the Goodrich access point, Old Normandale Avenue ends at the river's edge, adjacent to the railroad crossing. It could be the site of a major trailhead that is needed along this stretch of trail. Currently, Normandale Avenue ends at a residential cul-de-sac where a trailhead may not be welcomed. There are Dakota and Scott County trails as well as metro trails that end at the river. Bloomington's River Edge Trail is the missing link connecting these trail systems. Just past the 3-mile mark, the River Edge Trail comes closer to the bluff residential areas, but for much of this distance, a railroad track lies between the homes and the River Edge Trail. We are now approaching the first of only 2 small non-public owned tracks, which is the Isaac Walton League. The second privately owned track is a short distance upstream. Trail rights-of-way should be purchased to legalize the future and current use of the River Edge Trail across these properties. Here the primitive dirt trail goes up the Isaac Walton League Creek to a league-built and owned crossing before it returns to the river edge. This stretch of the River Edge Trail is primarily a primitive mountain bike trail that is highly acclaimed in the metro area. It should be officially recognized and incorporated into the Bloomington Trail systems. For most of the length of the River Edge Trail, there is sufficient width of land between the river and the inland lakes and marshes to accommodate both a primitive mountain bike trail and a more developed hiking-biking trail. There is only a short distance where a small lake known as the Round Horse Pond comes close to the river, where the two types of trails would need to be in sight of each other. The Wildlife Refuge-owned Bloomington Ferry Trailhead is well developed and serves as the western terminus of Bloomington's River Edge Trail, as well as a trailhead for more refuge land and trails across the river in Scott County. Back at ground level, this part of the hike begins at the end of Goodrich Avenue, which should remain as a neighborhood access point as there is no space for a larger trailhead. Where the same Coleman Lake crossing is almost impassable even on foot. This section of the River Edge Trail going west to Bloomington Ferry traverses some beautiful floodplain forests. We are now approaching Normandale Avenue and the railroad crossing. The old Avenue Road is quite passable back to the residential cul-de-sac. Upstream or west of Normandale Avenue, the mountain bikers are the most frequent users of the primitive trail. They have built bridges across several small streams and have re-established the trail through recent silt deposits. This concludes Part 5 of the 20-mile hike from Goodrich Avenue to Bloomington Ferry. The other parts of the 20-mile hike can be seen in related YouTube videos. The city of Bloomington has over 3,600 acres of floodplain land along the Minnesota River, nearly all public land. It is one of the largest natural areas in the metro area. Thousands of people cross it daily but are not aware of its great wildlife and recreational value. The Minnesota Valley Trail at River's Edge provides Bloomington an opportunity to have one of the country's best wildlife area trails that could bring great benefit to the community. The maps and 3D flyover video were developed using an iPhone application called Map My Hike, courtesy of Map My Fitness and Google Earth Maps.